Hey, welcome to Cubs Baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Coming up this afternoon, it's the Cubs and the Diamondbacks as they open up a 3-game series at the friendly confines. And welcome into the broadcast booth. John Chomby and Jim Deshaies. Taylor McGregor will join us coming up. Cubs fresh off a 6-game road trip. They went 3-3 against a couple of really good teams.
Yeah, things can get a little dicey out on the West Coast. Cubs held their own. That's kind of been the story of the Cubs season so far. They've played a very grueling schedule, but they've stood tall. Some of the highlights, Bush really swinging it well. The catchers, Kelly and Amaya, continue to contribute in a big way. And PCA's bat really came alive on the road trip. Hit 3 home runs, a lot of extra base hits. Here's Nico with that game-winning triple and extras against the Padres. A lot of good stuff from the Cubs offensively in that series.
Cubs move their rotation around to get Ben Brown a little extra rest, and so it's Colin Ray starting here in game 1 of the series.
Yeah, forced into the rotation with the injury to Justin Steele. Made his first start against the Dodgers, threw the ball really well. 3 2/3. He punched out 5, walked just 1. 68 pitches, so I'm sure Craig Counsell will be thrilled if he could get him through 5 innings here this afternoon.
Yeah, Ray off to a good start, 9 innings and 1 run. Speaking of Justin Steele, we send it downstairs. T-Mac, what's the latest on the lefty?
Boog, he had surgery today, and all reports are that the surgery went well. It was scheduled for his left flexor tendon, but once they got in there, the doctors were going to decide what needed to be happening to the UCL. So we will know more on what happened there in the coming days, but for now we know that everything checked out well, according to Justin Steele. He appreciates the thoughts and prayers. He said, God is good. So our thoughts are with Justin as he recovers from that tendon surgery, and we will let you know when we know more, Boog.
Yeah, a guy who's already had 1 Tommy John surgery, so they did the UCL, and we will have you updated when the information becomes available. Coming up, Jackie Robinson Day. We celebrated at Wrigley Field. We'll have more, including our national anthem. As the Cubs fresh off that road trip that saw them go 3-3 against the Dodgers and the Padres. Of course, to begin the season, it was the Cubs splitting 2 with Arizona. Time to send it to our public address announcer, Jeremiah Paprocki.
Craig Counsell, Chicago Cubs. Leading off in left field, number 8, INNING. Hitting second in right field, number 30, Kyle Tucker. Batting third, designated hitter number 27, Seiya Suzuki. Hitting cleanup, first baseman number 29, Michael Bush. Hitting fifth, shortstop number 7, Dansby Swanson. Batting sixth, second baseman number 2, Nico Horner. Batting seventh in center field, number 4, Pete Crow Armstrong. Hitting eighth, catching for the Cubs, number 15, Carson Kelly. Batting ninth, third baseman number 17, Vidal Brujan. And pitching this afternoon's ball game for the Cubs, right-hander number 53, Colin Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you're able and kindly remove your caps and join Chicago singer Rashada Dewan as she performs the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us, and sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won, is won.
Please remain standing and join Chicago native Elise Baker as she honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Set the Diamondbacks and the Cubs, and it's time now for our keys to the game. They're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer.
Hey, there's Corbin Burns, and he's got, a real good cut fastball. That'll be a concern for the Cub hitters. Two guys that have been really swinging it well. A PCA plus Crow Armstrong. High grades for his recent work, 5-game hitting streak. He's hit home runs in 3 of his last 4. And also a hot hitter, Michael Busch, the Busch pilot, swinging it well here lately. Also moved.
JD, are they going to let Corbin Burns take that yellow ball with him out to the mound?
I think so, yeah. I think that's probably allowed.
Those are the keys to the game. Lineups and first pitch coming up. Chicago Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Circa Sports, by Advocate Healthcare. Let's live well and make the most of every moment, game day, and every day. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. On the field, and the Cubs take the field. Colin Ray leads the group out onto the turf, and let's check out the lineup he will face. And the Arizona Diamondbacks lineup is brought to you by Ford. No Ketel Marte, probably won't be back until the end of the month or thereabout, and so Diamondbacks have Corbin Carroll up top, then Geraldo Perdomo's off to a good start. Peyton Smith been swinging the heck out of it. Continues from last year. Naylor, Gurriel, Suarez, Moreno, McCarthy, and Hampson.
Colin Ray will get the start for the Cubs here this afternoon. This will be his 99th career MLB game, 78th start. First at Wrigley since last July when he was a Brewer, and he pitched well. And that's a good note. 36 batters faced this season. He has walked just one to go along with 7 strikeouts, 1 run allowed in his 9 innings of work. It's fastball, slider, cutter, splitter, curveball, sweeper. A lot of different looks from the righty. How about we check in on the Cubs defensively this afternoon? It's Pete Crow Armstrong out there in center, and he's flanked by Ian Happ in left, Kyle Tucker in right field. Around the horn we go. Bush, Horner, Swanson, Brujan getting the start at third base today, and Carson Kelly behind the plate.
So Colin Ray making his second start. 9 innings so far this year. He's allowed just the 1 run, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Last year with the Brewers, a 4.29 ERA. Over 27 starts, 167 2/3 innings.
Workload highest of his career, those 27 starts in 167 innings. It was a solid year for the veteran right-hander.
34 years old. Ray, a native of Cascade, Iowa, originally a 12th round pick in 2011 by the Padres out of Indiana State. He did start his career in Northern Iowa. First pitch of the game. One upstairs outside, and we are underway. Saw some good velo readings from Colin Ray, both out of the pen and as a starter. And a change up, and he went. And that's the third base umpire, Alex McKay. Goes as a splitter.
Alex McKay, regarded as one of the best check swing callers in all of the sport.
Stop it. The 1-1 is upstairs and outside.
Prove me wrong, Boo.
The black bat didn't get him.
Wrong.
The black bat didn't get him. The plate umpire is Alan Porter as Carroll swings and misses.
So we've seen the high fastball, we've seen the splitter, and now the breaking pitch, the curveball through the heart of the zone, and Carroll comes up empty.
Next offering right there, got him, and Carroll is gone. Good start for Colin Ray.
Carroll must have been hunching on that split finger pitch, perhaps. Two-seamer running back to the inside corner, gets the job done. Good look at it here. Yeah, good action on that pitch.
So 1 away and nobody on. No score, just getting started. The plate umpire and the crew chief, Alan Porter, having a chat with Geraldo Perdomo. What are they looking at?
Positioning in the batter's box, I think.
Bello's going to come out. I think was he starting to wipe out the back line?
Probably want to get a little deeper in that box, perhaps. Porter checking him on it, so no, can't do that. That's just my guess.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't see that very much, though.
No, usually they don't pay a whole lot of attention to that.
Here's the pitch. That's bounced towards first, where Michael Bush handles it underhands. Ray is there. 1 pitch and 1 out. So 2 away now.
And as we mentioned in our open, Colin Ray, 68 pitches last time out against the Dodgers, went 3 2/3. And some efficient early innings would allow him to pitch deeper into this game than maybe we anticipate. But this guy's been on fire.
Smith, former first-round pick out of the University of Virginia. JD, you go back to last season and Pavin Smith put up a really nice year. Better than nice, a 900 OPS. Now, there's only 158 plate appearances. But in baseball terms, they were asking, is it real? And at least so far this year, the answer is yes.
Well, they've got a nice little platoon situation going at DH with he and Randall Grichuk. Ooh, that's a good pitch. 95 inside corner at the notch of the knees. Not egregious, but it looked like Alan Porter maybe missed this one.
Got just the bottom edge of the strike zone. Not egregious, but annoying. 2-2 now. Ray kicks and fires. We're back to that splitter. He said it's technically a changeup. He said as a kid, you don't remember the Fosh? He said that's really, and it registers as a splitter. Hit hard and through the right side and a base hit. Pavin Smith with a 2-out single.
Well, Pavin Smith proving to be a very talented young hitter. And so he goes back to that fastball. It's out over the plate a little bit, but down. And Smith able to find a hole on the right side of the infield. It's a very top-heavy Diamondback lineup here this afternoon. When you look at the numbers 1 through 4, all putting up really good numbers.
This one in the air, right field. Tucker back on it, and he makes the catch. Fly balls are going to travel here today. Fortunately, Tucker able to haul it in. The Cubs will come up to hit when we come back. It is brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. And the Cubs leading the National League in runs per game. They're second in the majors. It'll go Happ, Tucker, Suzuki, Bush, Swanson, Horner, PCA, then Kelly. And the first start and playing time for Vidal Brujan. Okay, the band sounds amazing. Happ stands in, facing Corbin Burns. And that one grounded up the middle and through the base hit. So Ian Happ wasting no time on a cutter at 92. Return to sender right back through the box.
Yeah, that cut fastball backs up on Burns. That's a signature pitch for him, but he's had some issues locating it so far here in the early going. And a solid single up the middle for Ian Happ. Burns entering play this afternoon with a ERA of 5.28 through 3 starts. He's gotten a little bit better each time out. Still not vintage Corbin Burns just yet.
And a pitch in for a strike to Kyle Tucker. Yeah, 4-time All-Star and a Cy Young Award winner in 21.
5 times he's finished in the top 10 in Cy Young voting.
Burns wears the pitch com on the edge of his glove there. So for the most part, it's Moreno. He's got it right there in case he wants to just reach over and let him know what he wants to throw. Happ at first, the 1-1.
He's got that funky way of coming set, doesn't he, with his glove kind of towards his front hip.
Yeah. It's like the reverse LaTroy Hawkins.
Take your word for it. That's probably what he was thinking. I'm going to go reverse LaTroy.
Go reverse LaTroy Hawkins. Cup fans know. It's a little bit like he's got like something in the holster, right? You get the front holster and the back holster. Yeah. LaTroy Hawkins was a back holster guy. Corbin Burns a front holster guy.
Big dude, 6'3", 245.
30 years old from Bakersfield, California. Went to St. Mary's College. Fourth-round pick by the Brewers in 2016.
6-year, $210 million deal he inked to join the Diamondbacks.
Reaching, that one popped in the air, shallow center. Perdomo out, and it'll fall. McCarthy playing pretty deep. It's a hard one today for the outfielders and the infielders. The wind will push everything farther back.
Now you see McCarthy did not get a great break on that ball. Sometimes that's a difficult read. Almost an outstanding defender. He just runs out of time, can't get there, and it's a softie for Kyle Tucker.
And he will take it. So back-to-back singles, and now Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, a chance to inflict some early damage here against Burns. Get to him before he can get settled in.
Pop foul.
Good swing. Burns, throughout the course of his career, has been pretty good about getting the ground ball. I'd love to get a little rollover here from Seiya, but you know, Seiya's gotten better about hitting the ball in the air too, with authority.
Pulling it in the air, that's been his thing. Got foul.
Ooh, careful now, folks.
Yeah, the ground ball rate when he debuted in 2022 at about 41%. It's down to around 28%. If you're wondering, the average ground ball rate is in the neighborhood of 43%.
Why is that important? Because there's no slug on the ground. Uh-oh.
On the ground, Suarez to second for one. Hampson to first. That's two.
Wow, you talk about an announcer jinx.
Send your cards and letters to Jim DeShays.
Hey, Chris Kampka is the one that made the graphic.
You're also available on the X machine. Chris Kampka's on the X machine as well. Two away, and here's Michael Busch. Swing and a foul.
Over the course of his career, Burns has not really had much of an issue with left-handed hitters. The ability to get that cutter in on the hands, very important for him. And so far this year, lefty's hitting just 194 against him.
Craig Counsell knows Corbin Burns very well. Managed him for 5 seasons in Milwaukee. Remember that initial debut season. You should look at that cutter usage, and with the usage climbing, opponent's batting average going in the wrong direction. This one in the air, center field. And McCarthy backing up, and he makes the catch. Whoa!
Yeah. Drunk
And the Cubs
got the joystick again.
Not able to cash in. Man left. And it's time now for the Intelligence Center. It's powered by CDW and Adobe. And how about toughest strength of schedule so far this year? The Cubs top of the list, a 671 opponent's record from, is that from the season before? Oh, it's based on 2025.
His current record, yeah.
Yeah, that could read it.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, a lot of games against the NL West. Everybody aside from the Rockies playing outstanding baseball in that division. Diamondbacks have won 7 of 8, 5 in a row.
And they're in 4th place.
Yeah.
Here's Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah, you know, we've been saying since spring training, well, at least I've been saying, speak for anybody else, that if the Cubs were 500 at the end of April, that would be pretty solid given the schedule. And obviously trending in that direction, and then some. And best records in baseball.
Jeez. In the air, out towards left center field, hanging up, and Happ makes a sliding grab. He is so good when he leaves his feet. I don't know what the rate of catch would be when he goes into a slide like that, but it feels as though it's especially high.
Almost always makes the play, and the one he made down the line on the homestand was just incredible. Maybe the best play we've seen him made. Let's check this out. The T-Mobile coverage cam. Another look at Ian Happ doing his thing out there. 3 times a Gold Glove Award winner. Nice work. He's got a good catch radius, Boog.
It's to the left side, and there is Brewer. Bobbles in. It spills out of his glove, and it'll be an E5. Pretty nice rangy play, and then it just squirted out of his hand.
He's taking a little extra time and then loses the handle.
So it'll go E5. And now
the Cubs have had some issues defensively here of late.
we touched on it in San Diego a little bit, just the idea of what do you do when a good defensive team doesn't play good defense?
You don't do anything. You just play. You just keep playing. You don't.
Yep. Towards third, but foul. Yeah, I mean, there were a number of miscues on the road trip in San Diego. That one inning with Machado at the plate and the pop-ups. 2 of them. One down the line. Tucker in and out of his glove. And on the same at bat, Workman in foul ground, and then Machado goes deep. Corner the miscue there.
You could almost sense the Machado home run coming after the 2 pop-ups were dropped.
Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong, a sliding catch.
An error sandwiched by 2 very good defensive plays in the outfield. First half, and now PCA watching the right. He has to make that adjustment. He's kind of moving laterally across the outfield and says, nope. Recalculating, rerouting. Big Lakeshore.
What was up with your GPS yesterday? GPS in the car was not great.
A little annoying. Well, it's a new car. I'm trying to sort it out. It was on again. I got in this morning and it's trying to take me back to the restaurant. Really? No, I'm going to the ballpark.
Jake McCarthy here, 2 down, man at first. In the air, left field, Happ back some more, makes the catch. And Colin Ray pitches around the error. Swanson, Horner, and PCA coming up.
Series starting Tuesday, that's the 22nd. Be here for it. Get your tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. Finish up Cubs versus Dodgers in the regular season 2025. Seen a lot of those fellas.
First one to Dansby. Swanson is in for a strike.
Dansby with some very robust numbers against Corbin Burns. Strikeouts have been piling up lately for Dansby.
Yeah, I mean, this past road trip, it was not pleasant for Dansby. 2 for 26 with a dozen strikeouts. And it's it's one of those deals where early in the season it was in the air and hard hit and there was bad luck. And maybe it'll be a dose of Corbin Burnes that'll help things out.
Yeah, there are not many hitters in the game that relish the opportunity to face Corbin Burnes, but Dansby has to feel pretty good in there with the numbers he's put up. Of course, I don't know how much of that good work has come in recent seasons. Been hitting the ball in the air a lot more this year.
He got off to such a slow start last year, and the Cubs played the Orioles July 10th and shut him out 4-0 with Imanaga in the mound, and Swanson had a single and a double against Burnes. He felt like that was when he really got going last year, was right about then in early to mid-July. So maybe the same thing will happen right here. Chopped on the ground up the middle. Perdomo field. First, out at first. He is a really solid defender, Geraldo Perdomo.
Yeah, and he's turned into a very good offensive player, at least to this point in this season. He's put up very big numbers, highest OPS among all major league shortstops. Big high hop here, sets his feet and just barely gets Dansby. He was busting it down the line. Yeah, they got him.
There's Nico Horner now.
There's a good look.
We're off to a solid start. 13 average. Didn't play in Japan as he was coming back from the flexor tendon surgery. He and Dansby undergoing off-season surgery. For Swanson, it was a sports hernia, core surgery. 0-2, 1 out, bases empty, no score. We're in the bottom of the second. Burnes ready. And Horner able to spoil that one. That was the curveball.
Good look. Good action on that pitch, and a nice job just getting a piece by Nico. He'll throw that cutter better than 60% of the time. Sinker at 95. So we talked about his strikeout rate going down year by year here. For a big power guy, that's you would anticipate you'd see a big drop in velocity. There really hasn't been.
But that's a strikeout rate, JD, that is falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining that he can be real successful if his strikeout rate is at league average or under. I think it'd be hard. So far this year, the hard hit rate has been through the roof, or the roof, depending on what part of the country.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to track. You know, obviously the Diamondbacks made a big long-term investment in him, and they're certainly aware of the numbers. It did not scare them away. I mean, he was an all-star again last year, finished with a 2.92 ERA, finished 5th in the American League in Cy Young Award voting. So, you know, maybe he's a little bit of a unicorn where he can, still pitch at a very high level despite that diminished strikeout rate. I don't know if he's doing anything stylistically different in terms of spending time in the strike zone or trying to be more efficient, inducing early contact.
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, the other piece of it too is the longer you're in the league, the more the hitters get a book on you, the more video, more plate appearances against you. They start to figure out a little bit.
Swing and a high fly ball left field with playable for Gurriel. All right, let's take a look at who's been getting it done, presented by the Home Depot. And on this last road trip, PCA getting it done. The final 5 games of the trip, 429 with 7 extra base hits. And he's starting to feel better. No question about it. All in no strikes. PCA waits with Suarez into the grass at third. Look at that. That's since last year. The list that he's on. Judge, Ohtani, Witt, Carroll, Lindor, Merrill, and then Pete Crow Armstrong. Now, obviously, a good chunk of the value that he has established has been defensive based, but last 2 months of the year last year, he really hit.
Yeah, and that's what we started to see from him recently. He turned on that fastball from the lefty in San Diego the other day, hit that home run. That was really impressive.
2-1 line. Fair ball down the right field line. Pete Crow Armstrong around first, on his way to second, and Carroll fires it in. It's a double.
We'll make it 6 consecutive games with an extra base hit for Pete Crow Armstrong. Corbin Carroll, fleet of foot out there and right, able to track this one down. Otherwise, it's going to be a 3-base hit. As it is, it's a double, and they're brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. He's just looking for any kind of little bobble or misplay out there in right.
Pitch of the at bat, it was a curveball.
Kelly's been a great story here in the early going for the Cubs. OPS up over 1,500.
Next pitch upstairs, downstairs, and Taylor.
And one thing we've said about Carson Kelly, he just has such a good way about him, a sense of humor. And I was giving him a hard time today. I said, did you say anything to your former teammates? Hey, have you checked out my numbers? He goes, Taylor, do you know what day it is? I go, fair point, but you know, we could still have fun.
Yeah, he went through this whole routine. He had a new pair of batting gloves. This is so up your alley. He had a new pair of batting gloves, and he's unwrapping them, and he's showing us all the things that have to happen. Got to take this tag off, and then this tag off.
It was like a Christmas morning in the Cubs clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of new shoes.
Kyle Tucker had, I think, 40 pairs of spikes, like 20 blue, 20 red. But it was funny, and I believe. Are those the batting gloves? I think those are the batting gloves that, yeah, that he was unwrapping. But he's got a great, great sense of humor. Self-deprecating, the 1-2. And at a certain point, as he's going through it, and it's funny in the points that he was making in terms of why is this on here? Why is this on here? And T-Mac just looks at him and goes, life's tough, isn't it?
Tough, you're hitting 407 in the big leagues.
In the air out towards left center field. That one back. That one is gone. He's done it again. You can't stop him. Carson Kelly into the bleachers. And it's 2-0. Those batting gloves feel great.
Yeah, doing it against his former club. Last big 2 quick outs, and then the PCA double sets the table for Carson Kelly. He delivers his 5th long ball of the year. That little glove time. Top home run season came as a Diamondback back in 2019 when he hit 18 long balls. This is the year when just about everybody had their career best home run season.
Now, of course, he can keep hitting home runs, but for us, we'll always have the cycle. And what do you think of this T-shirt, JD? I'm gonna figure the Carson Kelly T-shirt like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's pretty good.
We'll always have the cycle.
We'll always have the cycle. Those are words, T-Mac, that I never thought I would say.
And it ended up being really fun.
Yeah, it was. See, Boog, it was fun. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was fine. We're fine. Ruhan fouls it away. He's got to feel great. And
Go right to the replay and enjoy it.
yes. And again, let's be clear, Cubs catchers. It's not just him, but Amaya as well. And that is up to the moment. Carson Kelly hitting .429. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Brujan is down on strikes. Moreno finishes it off. The Cubs use the Kelly homer, a 2-run blast, and the Cubs strike first, 2-zip.
With Colin Ray on the mound. Ray, in the small sample of this season, has had a lot of success so far. And one of the things we've seen from him the last couple of years is his arm slot has dropped lower and lower. And Tommy Hotovy and company believe that has a more natural arm slot to him right now. And there's been things that have happened with that they really like. One of those, there's been an uptick in velocity, specifically on his four-seam fastball. And there's also been more deception with that pitch. So again, it's early, but one of the things we've seen, he's thrown his four-seam fastball much more this season. And I asked Tommy, has that been by intention? And he said, absolutely. It's a pitch that we love. We think that lower arm slot has allowed it to really play up, and they want him to throw it more. So he's throwing it about 42% so far this season, and I think that'll be the pitch you'll see him utilize the most this year, guys.
Colin Ray off to that fast start. Arm slot dropping. And throwing the four-seamer up. 1-2 missing.
Well, the thing that's gotten my attention with his fastball today is the amount of run he's getting on that pitch.
2-2 now. Pitch to Hampson. Popped him up. Corner and Swanson. Nico will make the catch.
This Tuesday, the Cubs take on the Dodgers. First pitch 6:40, and the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a reusable Earth Day tote bag presented by Hefty. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets.
One down, and Corbin Carroll, a strikeout victim his first time. And a breaking ball drops in there. The other component with Colin Ray, lower arm slot, and then throwing the four-seamer up in the zone. One of the things you hear about, pardon my dorkiness, vertical approach angle. And the angle, right, is something that makes Shota Imanaga so good. He is not so much on the side, but down. And similar concept. If you're throwing the pitch flatter but up in the zone, then that launch angle type swing doesn't play so much.
Right, and that's a great example of it right there. 95 up above the hands, above the barrel, above the bat path of the hitter, and Carroll goes down for the second time. A little bit of this, a little bit of that from Colin Ray, and finishes him off with the splitter. It was the fastball in that got him last time, and this time Chase, the splitter, had all kinds of movement.
2 away now. Colin Ray looking sharp. And the batter, Geraldo Perdomo, shortens the bunt, takes the strike.
Perdomo with the second best strikeout to walk ratio in Major League Baseball. He struck out just 7% of his plate appearances while walking 18% of the time. Hitting for average, doing a little slugging.
Up and in. All right, let's check out our Chick-fil-A nugget of the game. Chris Kampka's outdone himself. All right, 284 of 900 MLB players, a little under 32%. They've appeared in a game this season. They weren't even born when the Diamondbacks debuted March 31st, 1998. This guy at the plate is one of them. Geraldo Perdomo was part of that 31.6%. He wasn't even alive when they played their first game. Snakes alive.
PCA would be in that cohort, right?
Corbin Carroll, I think.
Carroll, yeah.
Ray delivers. Yes, see you later. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. Colin Ray, razor sharp, 2-zip Cubs.
See what you did there.
Number the third, Cubs 2 and the Diamondbacks nothing. John Shambi, Jim DeShays, and Taylor McGregor. Ian Happ steps to the plate, singled his first time, was left stranded in the first. Clips the outside corner, a curve for a strike.
Ian to pull on the infield. Left side really swung around. Not so much Hampson at second base, pretty much straight away in the outfield. In deepish.
Burns ready. And a swing and a miss. And Happ is gone. He got him on the curve.
Curveball heavy in that sequence. Gets the job done for Burns. Good sharp breaker on the plate, but diving well below the knees. That's a good chase curveball right there. Tough to lay off.
In for a strike to Kyle Tucker.
Ooh. Porter showing a pretty big zone here today. Strikeout then the top of the inning. The pitch was up. This one well below the knees.
Still early, but in terms of catcher framing, Gabby Moreno is #1 in the bigs.
It's kind of in line with the scouting report on Moreno.
Can really throw.
Yeah, throws well. Good offensive player. Young player. Diamondbacks really well set up for the future behind the plate with this kid.
They got Moreno and Gurriel in the Dalton Varsho trade. In his 9th season as the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. The World Series a couple years ago. UCLA guy. To the right side and collected by Hampson, and there's 2 away. Here's a fun fact on Torey Lovullo. You ready?
Yes, bring it on.
So as a little kid, he would go to UCLA basketball camp. He was probably 12, and he was playing in a scrimmage, and John Wooden was there. and he stopped to tie his shoes a couple of different times. And at a certain point, John Wooden took him aside and said, young man, every time you do that, your team is up ahead and you were 4 on 5 and you were abandoning your teammates. You should double knot your shoes all the time and never do that in the middle of the game. And if you go to Torey Lovello now, his shoes are always double knotted. I mean, every time. He double knots his dress shoes.
You hear from the Wizard of Westwood. Well, that's the thing. John Wooden, at his first practice every year, that's what he would do. He would teach his guys how to put their shoes on.
Double knot your shoes. They said
Basically,
he
no
always,
detail is
no doubt.
small.
In the air, backing up Hampson. He's there to make the catch. Suzuki is out. Cubs go 1-2-3. End of 3, 2-0. If the ball stayed on the mound, Cubs season ticket holder Mariano Gutierrez would have won the $1,000 Tasty Trade jackpot. Unfortunately, it did not. Tasty Trade, stocks, options, futures, crypto. Let's go, Alan Porter.
I think he was distracted by Perdomo in that conversation.
One to Pavin Smith. Here comes. Talked to Colin Ray out in San Diego. He told me a marvelous story. He grew up in Iowa, Cascade, Iowa. And when he was in 7th grade, he went to a high school baseball game at Cascade just to watch. And they had a player from Xavier High School, a young man named Ryan Sweeney, our colleague, former Cub. And Colin said that Sweeney hit 2 jacks and then came in and closed the game out. And after the game, he got Ryan Sweeney's autograph. And he was in high school.
Yeah, like a good scout, he identified as this guy's going to be a big leaguer.
This guy's going to be a big leaguer. I asked Ryan Sweeney about it. He said, you know what? I actually remember that. He said, I don't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I remember a couple of kids asking me for an autograph. And I thought it was amazing. Towards first, sliding play. Nice job, Bush. And Ray gets over.
A couple real nice plays in the outfield for the Cubs this afternoon. And now Michael Bush makes a fine play. Good feed, easy peasy. Colin Ray continues to cruise here. Just 40 pitches.
First offering to Josh Naylor missing. Heater at 93. Ball 1, no strikes.
There we go.
Tampkin note.
They named a college after Red too.
It's just in the movies.
No, is that it's not real?
Here's a 1-1 line, and that one skips past Bush and into right field. Bush will pick it up, and it's a 1-out single.
It's the ball hard, doesn't he? Josh Naylor homered yesterday. 324 batting average into play here today. Nasty hop. Lucky he didn't take that one in the chops.
So Naylor at first, 1 away. That one running outside. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. facing Colin Ray. The Cubs moved their rotation around, juggled it a little bit to get Ben Brown some extra rest. I asked Craig Counsell about it. He said, yeah, we're just prioritizing rest for Ben at this time of year, knowing we're going to have innings questions at some point with him. Because you're still talking about a young guy who hasn't thrown a ton of pro innings. The 1-1. Towards third, Brewhart. The second for one. First, safe.
Two long throws, the difference maker here. Brewhart sets his feet. Good turn by Nico. Close, but safe at first.
And here is Eugenio Suarez.
Suarez lit it up against the Cubs in that opening series in Arizona. Hasn't done a heck of a lot since then.
The bulk of his damage this year has been Cub-related damage.
Not a real shocker either. He's always done a lot of slugging against Cubs pitching this season. 4 of his 5 home runs coming in that opening series. Since then, just 6 out of 53.
He is the active leader in homers against the Cubs. Eugenio or Gino.
His first 5 hits of the season were all home runs. He's spent a number of years with the Reds. Plenty of opportunities. Fabian down there?
It is, I think.
See the big man back.
No doubt.
Working the crowd. Love that Expo hat.
That is
Give me one
great.
of those.
Yeah. The 1-2 outside. The thing I love about that Expo hat is it's got the logo, and it's kind of that sneaky Expos Montreal baseball.
Yep.
Just off the outside edge.
Colin doing a double take, wanted that one, but it was a little bit outside. Yeah, there it is. There's the old Expo logo.
So if you look at it, turn this way, sir. Thank you. E-M-and-B, Expos Montreal Baseball.
Yeah.
That's what that logo is. Runner on the go. See you later, Gino. Colin Ray, a strikeout, is 4th of the afternoon, and he has looked sharp. The Cubs enjoying a 2-0 lead. Cubs lead it 2-0, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Michael Busch will come up to Busch, Swanson, and Horner. Boog and JD with you here Friday afternoon at Wrigley. It's Friday, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Good Friday, actually.
What's better? That's right.
It's been pretty good for the Cubs so far.
It's better than Friday afternoon baseball at Wrigley Field.
Not a thing.
There's just something about it. I would say that there's something about coming to this ballpark on a Friday afternoon. There's just hope, a buzz. People are excited.
Start of the weekend.
Yeah.
It's the only game going on.
Yeah, I think that's the other part of it too, is you feel a bit like you're at the center of the baseball universe.
Yeah. People who want to check out some ball on a Friday afternoon, know where to come. And the team is home.
We should start doing shout outs because like that they're watching in different clubhouses, right?
Well, that's always the fear is if the baseball people are watching and I say something really stupid.
Yeah, but I always do
kind
that.
of in the back of my mind. Like,
I've let that go.
the baseball community is not going to. They're not going to buy that.
Yeah.
I can fool some folks, but I can't fool them all.
Foul. Well, so like, who can we say hi to? What's a game coming up tonight? Are there any players or managers or people that you think that are watching that you want to say hi to or say something stupid? What do you think?
There's so many, right?
Yeah.
I don't want
to. Royals and the Tigers. You say hi to DJ Hinch.
What time is it? 2:20. Yeah, they're in the clubhouse by now. Yeah.
Start to work on that. Just hellos. It'd be sort of like our version of like Casey Kasem.
Long distance
dedication.
Yeah.
The 3-2. Drilled right center field. Bush gets into one. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Michael to second. And he takes a big turn, but he'll stop there. And the Cubs in business. Man in scoring position to lead off the bottom of the fourth. And he writes, "Dear Casey."
Good swing on plane. He had a notion to try for 3 there, but made the prudent decision to drop anchor at second base. Hard to get a triple in that part of the ballpark if you don't have PCA speed.
Pitch in for a strike to Dansby Swanson. Grounded to short his first time. Here's Yoan. On the ground. Perdomo gathers it in. Bush down to third.
Cub fans, go to MarqueeSportsNetwork.com for the latest Cubs news and in-depth feature stories presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent. Visit JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. There you go. Shout out to Jeff Vuk.
What's up, Vuk?
Might be in the ballpark today. Feels like summertime here today. It's warm. It's muggy. Wind's blowing out. After a pretty cold last homestand. Nice spring-like weather here today.
Hey, it's the Yeti yard out there. Good shots.
24 degrees at first pitch here this afternoon.
Infield and Horner waits. And a pitch. Check swing and a foul. Shout out to Porter Mosier's Oklahoma basketball coach. He's in the house. Huge Cubs fan. And how about a shout out to Taylor McGregor. T-Mac, what do you have downstairs for us?
Woo pig. No, I'm kidding. Nico Horner doesn't swing and miss a lot. That's an aspect of his game we've talked about a lot. And when I was asking him about Colin Ray, he said he got me to chase on his four-seam fastball, and I don't chase a lot. And we went up, looked up the numbers. That's accurate. So just talking about Colin Ray's four-seam fastball, Nico is a good example of a guy who does not swing and miss a lot, swung and miss on Colin Ray's four-seam fastball.
Yeah, there's some deception. It has to do with that, the angle with the arm slot and the four-seamer playing up in the zone. Even a guy like Nico Horner, who's not particularly susceptible, or at least has the ability to.
Oh yeah, get on top of that high fastball.
Yep.
Yeah, so, you know, Burns would love to get the punch out here, but Nico's a very difficult guy to strike out. Just a little over 5% of his plate appearances. So you count on contact here from Nico.
The pitch. Horner able to lay off.
He does hit it on the ground a lot. So.
Just find some space. Bush at third, one down. Cubs looking to add on to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth against Corbin Burns.
A little flare to right will get the job done. A lot of room between the outfielders and the infield, with that infield drawn in.
On the ground at third, coming home. Throw, tag, out.
Bush going on contact there. Relatively easy out at home plate. Now, if that ball's hit to the right side as the runner, you can kind of see that play develop. You can slam on the brakes, try to get into a rundown, and allow Nico to get into scoring position. But when it's hit to the third baseman, you're not sure what's going on behind you.
Saw the angle that Bush was taking inside, trying to make the throw as challenging as possible for Suarez. And at first, 2 down. First one to PCA, misses.
We'll see if Nico picks a pitch here and tries to swipe second base. He is 6 out of 7 in that department this year. We've already talked about Moreno behind the plate. Pretty solid in terms of his times to second base. Strong arm, quick release. There's 2 disengagements.
Moreno, by the way, 8th in the majors in pop time. JT Realmuto leads glove to glove 184. Time now for our Nissan breakdown. Nissan makes cars that thrill. Experience the thrill yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. 7-8-9. PCA and the catchers have been the main part of it. Cubs top OPS from those spots combined.
I'll leave that one alone.
Carson Kelly is already homered in this one.
Yeah, and PCA doubled in front of him.
Two and two. Early on this year, you look at the numbers for Pete Crow Armstrong. He's done a lot of his damage on spin, on breaking balls. The four-seam fastball hasn't been great for him so far this year. And at first, 2 down. There goes. That one in the air to center. And hanging up. And McCarthy makes the catch. Pete Crow Armstrong retired.
The 5th, Friday 1:20 here at Wrigley. Nothing better. Before the game, though, the Cubs made a roster move, optioning Luke Little to AAA Iowa and recalling Jordan Wicks in his spot. A couple things here for Luke Little. It's a matter of correcting some things. There's still some development for him. He has to be able to throw strikes, and so they sent him down with some clear intention there. And as for Jordan Wicks, he's available out of the bullpen. Will be predominantly out of there, but you could see him make some starts as well. He was up front with the media this afternoon talking about how Craig Counsell told him his role, and it's going to be a little bit of everything, so he will be prepared as such, guys.
Yeah, there's no doubt you're going to need multiple guys to do different things. At the beginning of the year, we talked about Colin Ray and said he's going to make starts. At the beginning, his first 3 appearances were out of the pen, and here he is making his 2nd straight start. And I think it's safe to say Jordan Wicks will make some starts. Javier Assad will probably make some starts this year.
Absolutely.
Just the way it goes. 2-1. Ray is ready, and a 3-1. That is drilled out towards left center field. Hack trying to cut it off, can't get there. It bangs up against the wall. And Moreno into second, and he's got a double.
Well, this is the first man to reach scoring position for the Diamondbacks here this afternoon. A fastball that drifts into his happy zone and he jumps all over it. Leadoff double. Diamondbacks look to break through here against Colin Ray, who's been outstanding this afternoon.
Now Jake McCarthy. On the ground, Bush will take it himself.
Tomorrow, Cubs Diamondbacks first pitch 1:20. The first 10,000 early arriving fans will go home with a Pete Crow Armstrong bobblehead presented by American Airlines. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. So fast his helmet flies off.
Yeah, it's a bobblehead of that inside the Parker.
Yeah.
Infield creeping in.
Into the speed guy. Bush in at first base. Thinking perhaps a little push bunt, and obviously wants to be able to make a play on a chopper. Middle infielder stay back. Don't trade a run for an out. Always annoyed me as a pitcher. I don't want to trade a run for an out. I want to give up an out or give up a run.
Bush even with the base at first. 1-2 on Garrett Hampson.
Ray snatching that ball, a little frustrated, missed his spot there.
Mentioned a kid who grew up in Iowa. He started his college career at Northern Iowa. Their first game his freshman year, they were told, we are shutting the program down. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. And Hampson is gone. That's 5 of them for Colin Ray.
Comes at a big time too, the man on third base. And just 1 out. That's a huge strikeout for Colin Ray. He had 5 strikeouts against the Dodgers in 3 2/3 in his last start. And this is the Diamondback club that doesn't strike out very much. The 4th lowest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's a good combo. 2nd highest walk rate in the majors, 4th lowest K rate. This is a good offense. They led the majors in runs per game last year. They're tied for 3rd this year, and I'm thinking they're going to be one of the league's best overall this season.
Yeah. 2nd highest OPS behind the Yankees so far.
The 1-1. Line drive out towards right center field, and that's going to touch down for a hit. Carroll with an RBI single. The Diamondbacks are on the board, and it's 2-1. So after striking him out twice, Carroll gains a measure of revenge. 95 up.
Well, the strikeout pitch his first time up was that inside fastball, that 2-seamer or 4-seamer with run back to the inside corner. Tried it again here. Carroll was wise to it. Talk so much about 3rd time through the order, and that's a great example of a hitter making an adjustment, having seen a guy I get nervous watching Corbin Carroll take his lead. I'm stepping off. One of the fastest guys in the league. He's only swiped 4 bases so far this year. He's 4 for 4 in that department. Three of those bags in their game yesterday against the Marlins. Witnessed by some 7,000 fans in Miami. That's not good news in Miami. Nobody's showing up at the ballpark.
In there for a strike. Yeah, he stole 54 bases in 2023. I did ask Pete Crow Armstrong who would win in a race. You were Corbin Carroll. He said, me. I don't know if he said it like that. I don't think he said it. He said me. Him.
Still, I want to do one of those when we were kids. You probably did it.
Yeah.
You do the race where you each start from home plate and you go in opposite directions. and then return to home plate, which could lead to some really good collisions. But I want to see he and the PCA a little grudge race. Familiar with what I'm talking about? The race around the base? No,
never did it.
You guys didn't do that?
The 1-2. Line the other way. That's a fair ball down the line. Happ over to pick that up. Carroll racing for third. They're going to hold him up. Perdomo a double, and there's two in scoring position with 2 outs.
Pretty quiet approach. Good hands. Picking that ball the other way. Watch Carroll go. He's thinking about scoring on this ball. He gets the stop sign and does a nice job of tightening up and making sure he doesn't take that big turnaround third base, because Dansby Swanson was wise to him and got that ball back in a hurry.
David Smith scheduled. Craig Counsell. Colin Ray at 69 pitches, and he has the lefty up. And he'll make the point to the pen. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen. Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. And by Wintrust, Chicago's bank. Over there in the UK, and Chris, glad to have you aboard.
Field Bar comes in to face the left-handed hitting Pavin Smith. Roy Lavello opts not to go with Grichuk off the bench. Smith has only had 2 at-bats against left-handed pitching this year, as you see the numbers for the veteran southpaw.
Cubs relievers are walking almost 13% of the batters that they face. That's the 5th highest mark of any bullpen in baseball. 3-0. And he walked him on 4. Oy.
Bullpen ERA of 4.92 for the Cubs is 27th in Major League Baseball. And that's the frustrating part for Counsell. You get that left-on-left matchup. You can't find the zone. Another chance here with Naylor.
Naylor 1 out of 2. They're all loaded up. How's that
That's
one
up.
back? Wow. JD, I think that's as close as we've ever come.
That's pretty close. Naylor with evil intentions.
Down to a knee. Reggie Jackson style.
Back legging it.
It's tapped foul, and now it's 0-2.
Bring up very good numbers, but he has not had success against lefties either. 4 out of 22. That's a .182 batting average. Go ahead, folks.
The strikeout stand up. Let's go. 0-2 with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Cubs hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Top 5. Naylor digs back in. Field bar. Reaching.
Pitch. Boy, good pitch. Good job by Naylor to just get a piece. He's trying to protect, down 2 strikes. One thing you don't want to do there is leave that breaking ball in the zone. Go out, go a little further out, maybe down with that breaking pitch, or does he go back with that high heater?
And now time called as Naylor steps out.
Wants to think about it. Is he going to go out with that breaking ball, or is he going to come with the high heater?
Carroll's at third. Perdomo is at second. Pavin Smith at first. All loaded up. 2 down. Here's the 0-2. On the ground, Horner. And Thielbar gets out of the jam. Bottom 5. Darn it, I forgot to ask Carson Kelly why Eddie Money is his walk-up song. Take Me Home Tonight. Burns delivers a pitch for a strike as the curveball finds the mark. Nothing in 1. Kelly, then Bruhan, and then Happ. Look at those numbers. Gaudy, you might say. You see he's got that pad on his left hand. So now making sure the back of that hand is safe.
Home Run Replay is brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Cubs have 2 runs today. They come on this swing of the bat by Carson Kelly. After a Pete Crow Armstrong double, goes into the bleachers in left. Home run number 5 for Kelly. Cubs hanging on to this 2-1 lead.
Got in on his hands. Remember Corbin Burns? He debuted in 2018. Made 30 appearances out of the pen. Remember that disastrous 2019? He put up an 8.82 ERA in 49 innings of work. He ditched the 4-seamer and got it in that cut fastball. That was laced the other way, but right at Corbin Carroll. And Kelly is out. Carson hit that pretty well.
Yeah, an amazing turnaround for Corbin Burns. That season Boog reference 19, he allowed 17 home runs in 49 innings.
It's incredible.
I mean, you could go out and throw BP and not give up that many home runs. And somebody had to be a little bit snake bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, had some issues, and turned it around and became one of the best pitchers in the game.
Fly ball left field, well struck, and it's over Gurriel's head. And Bruhan racing for second, and he'll dive in. First hit of the season.
Don't expect to see that kind of opposite field pop from Vidal Bruhan. It's that backdoor cutter again. Speed, a big part of his game. A guy who put up very good numbers as a minor leaguer, once a top prospect in the Rays organization, has not had success yet as a big leaguer.
Last year with the Marlins, he came to the Cubs in the Matt Mervis trade.
Hey, he's going double oven mitt.
Love double up in there. JD, this is a good time for us to get self-serving. We were discussing this over dinner last night. Yeah, he can run, no doubt about it. We need our own oven mitts. So one of these, who makes a good oven mitt? Maybe it's Danny Mueller who makes a good oven mitt.
You need an oven mitt rep.
But like, who make? So a couple of things. We were talking about the fact that somebody needs to either go out there with an actual oven mitt or get one of those running oven mitts that's designed to look like an actual oven mitt, right? I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, like something grandmother might have made for you.
Yeah. To the right side is out. But so I think you know, we need dual oven mitts. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing the oven, right? And we each get one, so we get like, I don't know, an Evo Shield or.
Could easily jam a finger up here.
Yeah, man.
Scorecard.
That's what I'm saying.
Baseball around.
Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you.
Yeah. You know, we can't afford to. Can't get through a season with a broken finger if you're.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have really long fingers, you probably need an oven mitt to protect you. Let's send it down to Taylor.
I'm the one down here near the action.
It's a good point, actually. The person that needs the oven mitt.
Well, she just needs a mitt.
Yeah, she does.
Mask and a chest protector and shin guards and the whole deal.
Get ourselves our own sponsorship deal. The Budweiser oven mitt broadcaster booth. Can you imagine going down to a hit with her on camera and she's going double oven mitt? I'm sure she wouldn't ham that up at all. On the ground up the middle. Perdomo then throws out Tucker. Just missed getting through.
Base hit already
All right,
cashed,
don't
so
rub it
I don't
in.
have to pick one. Elise and Cliff,
Doubling down.
what do you have for us?
On my pregame hit, Dansby to get a hit.
I like
all
it.
right?
Cliff, you sure?
Okay, I'm going under 8.5 total runs.
Okay, that sounds like a trap right there. We'll see how it all shakes out, and hopefully we're celebrating the Cubs' victory come game's end. Gang?
Guys, it will be Brad Keller to take over. So the burly right-hander on for the 7th time. And he'll face Gurriel, Suarez, and Moreno.
Spielmeyer able to get out of that mess in the 5th. And the weak ground ball off the bat of Josh Naylor. Some heavy lifting will have to be done by the bullpen here today. We anticipated a high-scoring affair here this afternoon. Warm day with the wind blowing out, but so far that has not been the case. Big righty on for the 7th time. 7 innings of work and a 3.86 earned run average.
Love the bottom 3. The strikeout rate is above league average. The walk rate is less than the league average. Ground ball rate is above league average. When you're striking people out and getting ground balls, usually going to be a pretty good recipe for success. He's throwing hard, there's no doubt. 0-1.
Long arm action, busting that 97-mile-an-hour heater over the outside corner.
2 on Gurriel. Talked about the last time he pitched. Brad Keller grew up outside of Atlanta. Big Braves fan. A huge John Smoltz guy. Here's a 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? See you later.
Boy, that's some nasty stuff right there. Showing you a 97-mile-an-hour heater, an 88-mile-an-hour slider right over the outside corner at the bottom of the knees. Hang with them.
Let's send it downstairs and Taylor.
I was talking to him about why Chicago, and he said the Cubs were the first ones to contact him in the offseason, told him the things that they really liked, things they thought he could improve upon, and it really impressed him. And he said, because they pursued me so hard at first, I wanted to go with them.
End of the year, right field, and Tucker pulls it down. You're talking about a guy who signed with the Cubs basically on a minor league deal. Craig Counsell was on the Zoom call. So when they recruited him and the manager's coming on and he's not guaranteed a spot on the roster, he said, okay, they're really interested in that. To Taylor's point,
we all want to be loved a little bit, right?
But that got his attention. Hey, man, they're really interested. So he's looked good. I mean, remember that, was it the first appearance of the spring was their first game, Dodger Stadium, or out in Camelback at the Dodger Spring Training Complex. And even he was answering questions afterwards like, yeah, I'm not really sure where that velocity is coming from.
Yeah, there was a lot of buzz about him throughout spring training, so it was no surprise when he made the club. He was a non-roster invitee. And I like the pace with which he's working too. It's very much, I'm the predator. I'm on the attack here. Nothing defensive about it.
Just off the outside edge. Moreno 1 for 2 with a double. Blew him away. 97 up and in. And good work by Brad Keller. Beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Nissan makes cars that thrill. Experience the thrill yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Chicago Stars FC take on the Utah Royals. Stream live on the Marquee Sports Network app tonight at 8:30 p.m.
Seiya Suzuki here. Seiya, you go back since Seiya Suzuki's major league debut, and he's 26th in the majors in OPS plus. And whereas that's not overwhelming, I don't know that that's what they necessarily are getting, a top 25-ish type hitter. So he's turned out to be pretty good, and he made his
ROI there, huh?
Yeah, and he made his big league debut. Suzuki did against this dude, against Corbin Burns, first big league hit off of him.
Yeah, that's an intro to the big leagues. You're playing in what, 35-degree weather, facing Corbin Burns.
Yeah, he had amazing quotes afterwards. He said, I'd never seen a pitch like Burns' cut fastball before, but it had excited him. Wow, there are pitchers that can do this here. The force and movement of the ball was surprising and simply something I had never seen.
True welcome to the big leagues moment.
Yeah. Gets a piece. 1 and 2 on Michael, who doubled his last time and then was cut down trying to score in a ground ball. That was into fourth. So Bush 1 out of 2. Good start to the season for him. 943 OPS. He's hitting 290.
Both bullpens are busy for the Diamondbacks. It's the righty Nelson and the lefty Mantiply. As Burns nears 100 pitches. Good take. Quality start for Burns last time out at home against Milwaukee. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs. His best start of the year. This is his 4th time out.
Bush has gone on strikes, and there's 2 away. Folks, on Saturday, April 26th, the Cubs will take on the Phillies at 3:05 p.m. The first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Clark the Cub scoreboard bobblehead. It's presented by Jewel Osco. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. It's almost that time. 3:05. The scoreboard. Clark the Cub.
Continuing this run in the Cubs schedule against top flight teams.
Softly, Burns picks it up. The tag on Swanson, and the Cubs go 1, 2, 3. On to the 7th here at Wrigley.
United Center. This This was Wednesday night at the Bulls play-in game. Caleb Williams, QB1, signing a ball and then doing what he does best, launching that thing straight into the crowd. In fact, we love that from QB1. And then why do we bring this up? Well, new Bears head coach Ben Johnson will be at Wrigley tomorrow singing The Stretch, a diehard Cub fan. So it will be good to hopefully catch up with him and see him take in a game at Wrigley.
I don't even know who caught that. I mean, that was a seed. Julian Merriweather and delivers a slider for a strike to Jake McCarthy.
The numbers on Julian are good. 8 appearances, 2.45 ERA. Tough act to follow after Brad Keller went out there and quickly dispatched the Diamondbacks in the 6th with a couple of punch outs.
Slider clipped the top edge of the strike zone.
McCarthy off to a rough start. 0.86 batting average now through 35 at bats.
In there, got him looking. And Merriweather gets McCarthy.
Back to that slide ball and caught the inside corner.
So 1 down, and now it's Garrett Hampson. Tries to bunt. Well, you know, Craig Counsell is hoping that they can add some insurance, but in terms of the path to getting the final 8 outs, it's pretty clear it'll go Merriweather to Hodge to Presley, right?
That would be the plan. Comes with the off day yesterday, a chance to reset the bullpen. They're in much better shape in that regard than the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks leverage guys have been pretty busy here lately. Their closer A.J. Puck has worked 2 days in a row.
0-1 to Hampson is cut on and missed.
Puck may not be available today. Martinez, the hard throwing righties, also worked back-to-back days. He hasn't thrown a lot of pitches in his recent outings. Managers sometimes hesitant to run a guy out there 3 days in a row. It's not just the pitches made, it's how often they've been up in the bullpen.
Hampson able to spoil that one. Oh.
Somebody do something spectacular down there?
It was just a foul ball, right? Yeah, that says it all. I mean, it was like right on the edge. And you're right there. I kind of want to go down and give them a baseball. 2-2. Good at bat here from Hampson. Garrett Hampson getting the opportunity to play second base. They're without Ketel Marte, their top player, top hitter. He's on the shelf with a hamstring injury. This one popped up right side. Nico drifting out. Pete Crow Armstrong in and the grab.
Nissan Rogue has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 11 years in a row. Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today.
Now get a low $290 per month lease on Rogue.
Corbin Carroll now with 2 away. Carson.
Going back to that breaking ball, a bit of a hanger. Carroll just underneath it a little bit. Carroll not a big guy, but he's got legit pop.
The 0-1 missed. Where did that miss? Is it in? That didn't miss.
Edgy, yeah.
Comes a 1-1.
I feel like Carroll's swing rate is quite high here today. Been taking a lot of hacks.
The 1-2. And that one tapped third base side of the mound, and they got no play. Infield single, tying run is aboard.
Again, you wonder whether Carroll's going to try to swipe second base here, and then just no play to be made. Do anything foolish and try to do something heroic and throw it down the right field line.
And now Geraldo Perdomo. Cubs 2, Diamondbacks 1. The Cubs got a second inning homer from Carson Kelly, and thus far have made it stand up. Lead it by a run. Oh, Merriweather throws it away. And that is big, because now a single likely will tie this game.
Yeah, obviously you want to keep a close watch on Corbin Carroll over there at first base. It wasn't like he was trying to get off his best pickoff move either. Just made an errant throw.
Merriweather pumps in a strike. And it's 0-1. There's the slider. Carroll's at second. He's the tying run. 2-1 Cubs. We're in the 7th. On the ground, Bush is there. He'll take it himself. Good job by Merriweather, and we're singing as the Cubs celebrate Jackie Robinson Day, the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. The alumni scholars of the Jackie Robinson Foundation.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let us root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go, Cubs! Woo!
10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle, or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning.
Nico Horner laces one out to left center field. First pitch swinging, and he turns it around from Ryan Nelson.
An insurance run or two on the board here in the bottom of the 7th as Nico jumps on a first pitch fastball, 96 miles an hour, and just rifles it to left field. Solid work from Corbin Burns today. 6 innings, a 2-run ball.
Yeah, very solid. First one to Pete Crow Armstrong is in for a strike. DCA 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. He doubled ahead of Carson Kelly, who then homered. And Pete fouls that bunt attempt off. It was a changeup.
Yeah. See. And he was out in front of the changeup with the bunt.
Yeah.
And jabbed at it.
Is the changeup a good pitch to get to bunt?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I would think.
Ground ball, base hit through the left side. And Pete with another knock as he handled that four-seamer at 97, and he is starting to swing it.
Yeah, down 2 strikes. Gets on top of that high fastball. And that's not a bad 0-2 pitch.
And now here's the money man, Carson Kelly. Big swing, and he fouls it back. Yes. You were delighted, Jesse.
Quality baby. Fired up.
Kelly able to lay off that time. Kelly, the former Diamondback. He was a big part of the Paul Goldschmidt trade. He and Luke Weaver. St. Louis to Arizona. 2-1 now. As you look at the numbers for Ryan Nelson. Nelson competed for a rotation spot and just ended up losing out. 3-1 now. Let's see what he gets to hit. One of 5 major league players in history named Ryan, Harper, Stanek, Duran, and Ryan Sandberg. And that one in for a strike, and now it's 3-2. Time called. 2 aboard, nobody out. And a golden opportunity for the Cubs to add on, leading 2-1. Nelson listening in, says yes to the sign. 3-2. Here we go. Inside ball 4. And Kelly with the plate discipline as he takes the walk. How about Carson Kelly this year? JD, he's walked 12 times and struck out 4 times. And he's got 5 homers.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting together a real nice run here to start his Cubs season, Cubs career. Cubs catching position was a real weak spot for the Cubs offensively last year. Not so here in 2025.
The skipper Torey Lovullo coming out to deliver a message.
Yeah, this is a conversation for the infielders more than anything, how he wants to deploy his infield in this situation.
Not worried. Not worried.
Infield all the way in here.
Nelson. And that's ball 1. It's Horner at third, Pete Crow Armstrong at second, Carson Kelly at first. Nobody out. As the Cubs try and break it open here in the bottom of the 7th. Righty at the belt. The 1-0. 2-0 on Vidal Brujan.
Yeah, pretty good pitch here from Nelson. Looked like he caught the outside corner with his fastball. I'm going to set up towards the inside. Had to reach for it a little bit. That may have influenced Alan Porter, the home plate umpire.
Here's the 2-0. That's a strike. 2-1.
You might be tempted to bring your outfielders in, play a little more shallow in this situation, but Brujan drove the ball over the left fielder's head last time he was up.
The 2-1. Inside corner. He went on the inner edge in a good pitch. So now 2-2. Infield in, bases loaded, nobody out. 2-2. Nelson will step off. Righty is ready. And a pitch. Brujan spoiling that one. Vidal, who was, we mentioned, acquired in the Matt Mervis trade. Mervis is off to a great start. He's got 6 homers. And Brujan began the year on the IL with some elbow issues. Got a chance here to deliver a big run or maybe more. Outside corner, got him.
He stayed with that heater. I think Vidal was punching on an off-speed pitch after all those fastballs, but nothing but heat there as Nelson catches the outside corner at 96.
Great opportunity for Ian Happ, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Cubs lead it 2-1, but the bases are loaded and 1 out. Happ waits on the left side. Nelson. That's through there for a strike. I mean, just coming after you.
He might be a little more judicious with this next one if he goes heater. An off-speed pitch.
Good live four-seamer. It averages about 96. And that's outside. Back-to-back changeups. Let's see what Ryan Nelson has to offer Ian Happ. Horner, Crow Armstrong, Kelly third to first in the bases. 1 out, 2-1 Cubs in the 7th. Drill, right field, going back is Carroll near the wall. Grand slam! Ian Happ turns around the four-seamer and unloads him. And just like that, the Cubs have a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, nothing judicious about that fastball. Right down the middle of the plate, and Ian Happ jumped all over it. Took a couple shots with that changeup, kind of put himself into a bind where he felt like he had to challenge, and Ian obviously up to the challenge. This home run brought to you by Hefty, ultra strong, ultra low price. Jubilation in the bleachers.
His 5th career grand slam. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And that one is outside. Balls, 2 strikes on Kyle Tucker, 1 out. Ian Happ has gotten this place buzzing. 2-2. A little bit low. Ian Happ, the home run. And the Cubs enjoying a 6-1 lead. Tucker, fly ball out towards right center. That one back some more, and McCarthy can't get it. Tucker to second, around second. He's on his way to third. And he's got a triple.
Man, can this guy hit? Look where this pitch is. Well below his knees. Use his legs to go down and get that ball. And lost this deep drop. Thought it was going to fly out of here. It stays in the yard. McCarthy can't make the play on it. Tucker all the way into third base.
And now a chance for Seiya.
Good time to push it. Just 1 out to get to third base. Right side of the infield all the way in. On the pull side, they play about halfway.
On the strike on Suzuki, who is 0 for 3.
Cubs playing add-on here. That may change the strategy for Craig Counsell with his bullpen. Jordan Wicks has gotten up. It was Porter Hodge, but now Wicks has joined him in the Cubs pen.
Here's Wixie on the left. One and 2 now. Pitch to Seiya. Good news on a Friday afternoon thus far. Cubs on 1 swing have added 4 and lead at 6-1. Bottom 7. High.
6 runs coming via the long ball. 2-run shot Kelly. Grand slam for Ian Happ.
Craig Counsell's favorite play.
The homer.
Swing and a miss. Suzuki is gone, and there's 2 away. And now it'll be Michael Busch to the plate. Cubs 6 runs, 10 hits. And they've made a couple of errors. 6-0 for the Diamondbacks. There's a strike. But that was not a strike.
Didn't have to be.
It's a K zone. That was a strike.
They're all square.
Yeah.
They're all square.
All even.
Neither egregious.
It all evens out, Jim.
Does it though, really, in the final analysis?
The 1-1. It's through there for a strike. Yeah, I don't think it does. Nelson a 1-2. Hard hit through the left side base hit. Michael Busch, his second knock of the day. He's 2 for 4. It's an RBI single, and it's 7-1.
That's to cash in that 1-out triple by Kyle Tucker. Bush stays out. Actually gets beat by this fastball. He's a little bit behind it. Gives himself a knock. Insurance brought to you by Gallagher, helping you face your future with confidence.
Torey Lovullo out of the dugout. Looks like he may make a pitching change. And Bryce Jarvis coming in. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. One deep and over the wall. And our fan of the game brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade. For the love of lemonade, be excited. Be excited.
Man, good stuff. He has not joined the hit parade yet today. Nothing for 3. Hasn't hit the ball out of the infield yet. A couple grounders to short. One back to the mound as Bryce Jarvis takes over. This is his 6th appearance. Pinched a little bit on that one.
The strike, Bryce Jarvis. His dad Kevin pitched in the majors. A good career, a dozen years. For the Reds, the Padres, Rockies, Tigers. Wow, Mariners, Twins. He was the Diamondback, the Red Sox, the A's, and the Cardinals.
Oh,
holy cow. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Swanson down on strikes. The Cubs score 5 times and get 4 on one swing from Ian Happ. Wintrust. Cubs lead it 7-1 over the Diamondbacks. Colin Ray 4 2/3 in his second start. Gave up 1 earned, no walks, struck out 5. Burns was solid. He gave up the 2-run homer to Carson Kelly, but Happ's grand slam and then Bush an RBI single. The band has been amazing. It's got a little NFL Films. Or This Week in Baseball.
Yeah, or like 70s Barnaby Jones kind of canon, you know.
Really good reference right there.
Win Martin production.
Barnaby Jones.
80-year-old Buddy Ebsen running people down in the streets.
Line drive and a base hit as Jordan Wicks is greeted rudely by Randall Grichuk. I'll take Abe Vigoda for the center square.
Well, in the 5th inning, Diamondbacks had with the bases loaded, Pavin Smith up there, and Craig Counsell brought Thielbar into the game, and they opted not to use Grichuk in that situation. It's early, 5th inning, you know, it's a tough call. Where Lovullo may regret that decision, maybe not.
On the ground, base hit into right field. Back-to-back knocks. So Wicks gives up a couple of singles. Folks, stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Rain starting to fall here at Wrigley. Time to throw on the poncho, head for cover. For some folks, others like, I don't care. I'm at Wrigley on a Friday afternoon. What do you got, T-Mac?
Well, I was just going to say, it's been dark here all afternoon. I always felt like the rain was incoming, so I've been texting Dan Kiermaier, who is where I get my facts when it comes to weather. I know everybody at home thinks I'm a true weather girl, but he said around 4 p.m. it should lighten up. There's no big cells that would prevent them from playing.
Base hit into left field by Gurriel.
All of a sudden, Diamondbacks making some noise here. Quickly, too. 5 pitches, 3 knocks. And they've got the bases loaded. And that will activate the Cubs bullpen, I would have to assume. Porter Hodge will crank it back up again. Gurriel, solid single. Our first look at Jordan Wicks this year. Jordan had pitched 3 times at AAA, a couple of starts, and 1 time out of the pen. Craig might be making the move right here and now.
So Jordan Wicks, his season debut, last 3 batters, and we've got a pitching change. Porter Hodge coming in. Bases loaded and nobody out, so he comes into a jam, and the numbers have been quite good for the Cubs' best reliever.
Yeah, a big story last year and off to a great start this year with an ERA of 2. Good strikeout numbers, walks down. Occasionally get a little out of sorts with that heater.
Tommy Hotovy was about to make Tommy. Please hang on.
Stand down. Let's just go ahead and bring Porter in. The manager, you have to manage against the potential worst case scenario, right?
Yep.
I mean, if Suarez pops one here, all of a sudden we've got a 7-5 game, and that's much less likely to happen with the lefty or the righty Hodge out there than the lefty Wicks.
And I mean, that's what you got to do. I think tactically in today's game, that's where so much of the maneuvering is. Even subtle stuff. There's a clip from just 2023 where somebody did a kind of a 2-panel shot where up top is live action and bottom is a look at the dugout. Oh,
Just restate, it is less likely to happen with the righty on the mound, but certainly not impossible to happen, especially with this guy against these Cub uniforms. For whatever reason, they bring out the best in Gino Suarez. So his 6th home run on the season, 5 of them coming against the Cubs. Middle in fastball.
And he clocked.
No doubt about it. Wind is blowing out, but that one did not need any help.
450 feet. So the grand slam, and it's interesting, 7-5. .458. Single homer.
The other home run he's hit this year came from former Cub Mark Leiter Jr. Now looking for the Yankees.
It's pretty amazing. Wicks came in through 5 pitches. Hodge threw 3 pitches. They scored 4 runs on 4 hits in 8 pitches.
Yeah. Talk about an ambush.
The 2 on Moreno. Moreno, a fly out, a double, and a run scored, and he's also struck out. Diamondbacks within 2. That one line, and Horner is there.
Let me do it, Dad.
sweeper. So Porter Hodge gives up the homer. McCarthy here with a count 1-0. And that's a strike. Cubs lead at 7-5, but it goes from a bit of a laugher to 2 runs in a tight one again. Two heater misses at 97. And a pitch. McCarthy 0 for 3 in the game. Hodge delivers. Right on the edge. Nope.
And now Tommy Hotovy will get his chance to stride out there and have a conversation. Scouting report time on Thomas. Here's Grichuk to lead off the inning as a pinch hitter. He delivered a single. Started this rally. Thomas will take a turn.
Cubs got to figure out how to get 5 outs before the Diamondbacks scored 2. Tommy Hotovy departs. Craig Counsell pacing in the dugout. Hodge deals. And a line drive and a base hit out into left field.
Thomas, no doubt, with some family and friends in attendance here. Chicago kid from Mount Carmel High School.
Dad, the former strength and conditioning coach for the White Sox. Chat with Jim Wolf. So here's Corbin Carroll, dangerous spot. He's the go-ahead run. And that's in there for a strike. And Keller and Merriweather were lights out. Not so Wicks and Hodge. The 0-1. And that one gets past Carson Kelly, and the runners will advance.
All that jubilation in the ballpark now. You could feel the angst in the crowd. Carson tries to pick that one instead of block it and pays the price.
One and one on Corbin Carroll. There's a strike. Carroll, one of the more dynamic players in the game. Power, speed, good defender. The pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Hodge needed it, and he dialed it up to 96, 2 away.
Talked about Carroll and how aggressive he's been today. A lot of swings from him, and this one way up out of the zone. He's trying to break open the piñata. And got nada.
Swing and a miss. JD, next year for my birthday, could we do a piñata with really cool candy in it?
Sure. Maybe we'll get some of that good Australian candy.
Yeah. you know, like good candy popping out of there, like at the birthday parties.
You'd have one up here every game, really, if you think about it. Let people come by, take a whack.
The 0-1. Perdomo with the double in 4 trips. He's 1 out of 4. Second and third, 2 down. The pitch.
Yeah, you don't have to give in here to Perdomo. You've got a base open. You got the right-handed hitting Grichuk on deck.
Two balls and a strike. And the pitch. On the outside corner. Folks rise to their feet. They want the punch out. 2-2. Here comes. That one redirected off the glove of Hodge, and 1 run will score. Throw into the plate. And it stays a 1-run game, and a heads-up play by Dansby Swanson. I think if Hodge doesn't touch that, it's going to get into center field.
Definitely took some steam off that ground ball, and yeah, obviously you got to keep that ball in the infield. Good work by Swanson. What an inning the Diamondbacks are putting together here.
Jeez.
Well, it's the game out in Arizona, that first series, first domestic series of the year for the Cubs. They put an 8-run eighth together.
The game the Cubs were up by 4.
Yeah. Close to making the play.
This inning started with Randall Grichuk at the plate, and he singled to left. He came in to score in the Suarez grand slam. 1-run game, first and third. Thus far, it's not been pretty for the Cubs bullpen this season. They came into today 27th in the majors out of 30 teams at bullpen ERA. The 1-0. Chop towards third. Workman. It's under his glove. In to score is Thomas. Here's Perdomo. Throw to the plate. It kicks away from Kelly, and the Diamondbacks have the lead. A Cub team that is normally very steady defensively.
Yeah, a tricky little hop, but that play's got to be made. He just whiffed on it. And then a difficult hop for Kelly to handle, like kind of in between hop.
He just picked his glove up, JD.
Yeah, just a whiff.
Yeah, tough hop for Kelly for sure. So 8-7. That is brutal.
Roberts.
They give him a double on that?
That'll be changed.
Three and one on Naylor.
Dangerous hitter, dangerous count.
And that's ball 4.
Cubs came into play today with a record of 12-9. 6 of their losses have come in a game in which they've had the lead at some point. It's tied for the most in MLB.
Greg Counsell takes the baseball from Porter Hodge. And Ethan Roberts is coming in. Rough day for the bullpen as the Cubs cough up a. On the Cubs is Workman not able to make the play. They've scored it a double, but.
Yeah, Gage will tell you that's a play he needs to make.
Yeah.
The sense is they'll probably change the scoring on that, but most relevant is the Diamondbacks have taken the lead here.
And I mean, rough debut for Jordan Wicks. Craig Counsell was very quick with the hook. Went to Porter Hodge, who went grand slam and out, walk, single, strikeout, single, double.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you make the right move and it just doesn't pay off. Certainly understandable that he would bring Hodge in for Suarez in that situation with the bases loaded. But
totally.
Suarez just beat him. Well, here's a good bit of news. As I mentioned earlier, there might be some tight arms out there in that Diamondback bullpen, so we're not sure exactly how Torey Lovello is going to try to finish this ball game.
One-run game, throw to first, and Naylor back in.
There's currently nobody throwing in the Diamondback pen. It looks like Jarvis will be back out there.
2-1 now on Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Cubs trail at 8-7. They've been out hit 13-11. 2-1. And now 2-2.
Opposing hitter and you're facing Ethan Roberts, you're going to key on that slider.
In the air, left center field, on its way and gone. (11-7).
Was indeed the slider, but it was a hanger. Bell tie right over the heart of the plate. 10 spot here in the 8th.
Ouch. Suarez has already hit a grand slam in the inning. Lines that one to left. Half coming on. He's got it. Holy cow. Diamondbacks scored 10 times and take an 11-7 lead. Eighth innings against the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have scored a combined 18 runs.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on,
yeah,
JD?
I don't know.
Analyze that.
Yeah.
First one to Horner. And Nico takes a strike. Horner, then Pete Crow Armstrong, and then Carson Kelly. It's 11-7. Talk about a turn of events. Corner a single in 3 trips. And he came in to score his last time up on the half grand slam. And now the 0-2. Inside, and it hit him. Not sure exactly where it got him. It might have gotten him on the hand.
No challenge coming from the Diamondbacks.
Yep, got him on the hand. He's got those extra padded batting gloves on, which is good for Nico. DCA takes ball 1. 2 for 3. Jarvis wanted that one 2-0. Cubs need base runners. Just keep handing the baton off.
Yeah, as we've seen, the ball jumping here today. So, yeah, that's Jarvis got Torey Lovullo a little nervous, no doubt. Hit batter, and then 3-0 on the next guy with a 4-run lead in the 8th inning.
Torey Lovullo's team has come back from a 7-1 deficit, and they lead at 11-7. The 3-0. Ball 4. Hit batter and a walk. And now it's Carson Kelly.
Lefty Joe Manaply, who was up earlier, is currently up in the Diamondback bullpen. Again, A.J. Puck, their closer. 21 pitches yesterday, 15 the day before. Justin Martinez also gets some opportunities. Has worked 2 days in a row. Maybe down.
Ball 1 to Kelly.
Perhaps some guys working in high leverage situations that they normally don't pitch in.
Fly ball out towards left center field. That one back on its way, and it's gone.
Here we go.
Wow. Carson Kelly have a day. A towering homer to left, the 3-run jack. He goes deep for the 2nd time, and they're within 1. Wind's blowing out, JD.
Well, we thought we'd have a high-scoring game today, but first, 5-6 innings of this game, pitchers were in control, but it has gotten chaotic here towards the end.
JD, I'm going to make a prediction. Cubs are going to win this game on a Dave Kingman walk-off.
Good call.
Here's Justin Turner.
Don't hang Kong a breaking pitch.
And the first offering is in for a strike.
Dotted the outside corner twice. Kelly's RBI per at-bat ratio is off the charts.
Turner chasing, and he has gone on strikes.
He hit it high.
He hit it far.
Hit it far. hit it in favorable conditions. Here's your team leader.
Got 6 homers. Pitching change. Breaking the action. Cubs within a 1. And we're back, and the Cubs are back within a run. Trail at 11-10. New pitcher Joe Mantiply.
Mantiply will turn Ian Happ around to the right side. He's got Kyle Tucker on deck, so the lefty gets the call here. He's on for the 8th time. He pitched 76 times last year for the Diamondbacks. Been a bit of a bumpy ride for him so far this year. 10 earned runs allowed in 6 2/3 innings.
Push one foul and out of play.
Allowed runs in each of his last 3 appearances. Marlins got him for 2 the other day in Miami. Milwaukee, in his previous outing, scored 4 off of him in an inning and a third.
Happ 2 for 4. The grand slam, his 2nd homer of the year. His numbers coming to life. The 1-1.
Mantiply likes that changeup. He's not going to overpower you with velo. It's a sinker at 89. Change and a curve.
One and 2 with 1 out. The base is empty. Mantiply. Ripped out towards left center. Happ will take a turn. And McCarthy gets it back in.
You like home runs?
I do.
Come to the right spot. Ian Happ with the bases loaded. Carson Kelly for the 2nd time launches.
Here's Tucker. Swing and a drive. Right field. Way back. We are on top. Kyle Tucker.
Bedlam. The crowd that was booing moments ago are losing their minds. Anybody want to pitch today? Nah, I'm good, Skip. I'll take the day off.
And no doubter from Tucker. 12-11. Let's go to 12. Suzuki bounces it foul. I kind of Hawk Harrelson it on that. I just couldn't help it. Like,
in what way?
Said we are on top. Suzuki takes down low. Wow, Tucker. He's also the double away from the cycle now. I like the cycle now.
Well, here's hoping he doesn't get another at bat.
the way, this is the 33rd batter in the last inning and a half. Yep, here we go. 3-2. See what Seiya gets.
Probably going to get a changeup. Maybe if he gets a hanger, he'll pump one into the bleachers as well.
Drilled center field. You were saying into the bleachers. Changeup pumped into the bleachers.
This is just incredible.
13-11. John Cusack, my God. Yeah, I'm with you.
You talk about getting up off the deck. After giving up that 10 spot in the top of the inning.
Bush lifts that one to right. Falling, and it falls for a hit. Michael has his 3rd hit of the day. This one channeling some of those late 70s Phillies Cubs matchups. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
1816. Torey Lovullo saying not enjoying. Greg Counsell sort of enjoying. Counts is never going to give you the look on his. I mean, like, the Cubs could score 18 more runs in this inning, and I don't think we're ever going to get like high-end joy look on Counts' face.
He's still going to manage. Still going to be locked in.
It's one of those. Kyle Tucker hits the home run. Step on all the bases. Make sure you step on all the bases. Oh, off Manaply, redirects to third. Swanson a single. 2 aboard and 1 out. Let's look at the homers.
Yeah, how about it? Left on left doesn't bother Kyle Tucker one bit. So yeah, says, I want a piece of that. Third home run of the inning for the Cubs. Check on Manaply as he took that comebacker off the shin or the ankle. Consecutive innings now the Cubs have batted around.
Outside of the left foot. Just a little Friday afternoon Wago at Wrigley. Nothing better than it. First 5-homer game at home since August 2nd, 2023. It's so interesting how this place plays. The Cubs and the Yankees last year played a 3-game series in which neither team hit a homer. It's the first time in over 10 years that it happened in a 3-game series.
Go looking for his first long ball of the season.
2 on, 1 out. Corner a little late on that sinker. 0-2. John Shambi, Jim Deshays, Taylor McGregor. As the Cubs led it 7-1, trailed it 11-7, now lead it 13-11. I'm not making it up. You can look on the internet. Corner back in. Bush at second, Swanson at first. The 0-2. One flipped in the air out towards shallow right center, and it falls for a hit. And they're in business, all loaded up, and 1 out.
Bush has to wait, can't afford to get doubled off here. It's one of those situations, if there were 2 out, he scores. But as it is, Cubs got the bases juiced with just 1 out.
And they chant for PCA. As he pops that one foul and out of play. Armstrong, a pair of hits today. He has never hit a grand slam, if that's what you're thinking. Mantiply. And that's in for a strike.
Gonna have to be. Sweeping curveball.
Yeah, that missed. 0-2 now. Bases loaded, infield in. Had a swing and a miss, and Pete Crow Armstrong down on strikes. And now the man of the match. He's hit 2 homers. He's knocked in 5, and he hits with the bases loaded in the 8th. On the ground, but foul.
Nobody throwing in the Diamondback bullpen.
Can you imagine if he hits a grand slam right here?
Believe me, I've imagined it.
Yeah. The 0-1.
What a day that would be. A 2-run shot, a 3-run homer, and then a grand slam.
The 1-1. And that is in for a strike. So now 1-2. Bush is at third. Swanson is at second. Horner is the runner at first. 2 outs. The Cubs have scored 6 times to take a 13-11 lead. Mantiply. That one hit to second. And Kelly retired. But the Cubs put up a half dozen. Kyle Tucker gives the Cubs the lead. And Seiya adds on. 13-11. We go to the 9th. For the Cubs, 13 runs, 18 hits, and 2 errors. For the Diamondbacks, 11, 14, and 0. Numbers on Presley.
38 batters, 21 runs in the last inning and a half. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, Ryan Presley,
is to get 3 outs.
Get 3 outs.
New catcher. No. That guy and that guy have had big days. John Birdie's in at third.
There's John Birdie. The third sacker deployed by the Cubs here today.
Presley, the 0-1.
A little shaky early on for Presley, but over his last handful of appearances, it's been much better.
right side, Michael Bush takes the grab as he chases Dave McKay out of the coaching box. And there's one out. Ground by Michael Bush, and he steals a hit from Jake McCarthy. Heck of a play.
We talked a lot last year about the improved play on first base of Michael Bush over the course of the season. He's a finished product down there now. He can really pick it at first base. Outstanding play.
And now it's Alec Thomas that stands between Ryan Presley and a Cubs W. And that one in for a strike.
Presley looking for save number 5. Scoreless baseball, his last 6 appearances.
The 0-1. Drilled right field. Tucker over. And that's going to bang against the wall and take a tricky hop. And Thomas was thinking 3 and then dropped anchor. And now the tying run is going to come to the plate.
I think the baseball instincts kicked in. So wait a minute. Can't afford to take any chances on the bases here. Of course, it's not going to be 1, 2, 3 on a day like today. Thomas off the bench with 2 knocks.
And now it's Corbin Carroll. He's got a couple of hits and 3 strikeouts. He's 2 out of 5. The pitch. Popped him up. Left field. Swanson is out. Dansby has it. Ball game. Cubs win. And what a win it is. Homers, homers, homers. Sing the song.
Baseball season's underway. Well, you better get ready for a brand new day. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They got the power, they got the speed to be the best in the National League. Well, this is the year and the Cubs are real. So come on down to Wrigley Field. We're singing now, go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Baseball time is here again. You can catch it all on WGN. So stamp your feet and clap your hands. Chicago Cubs got the greatest fan. I hear 'em singing now. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Let's go! Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go!
Time for our toast of the game, brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
So many candidates, but hard to ignore the work of Carson Kelly, who's been brilliant so far here in the early going. Not once, but twice he goes deep today. 2-run home run, 3-run home run. Carson Kelly been on a heater. all year long. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Great win for the Cubs, and they will send the right-hander Ben Brown to the mound against Zach Gallen. And first pitch at 1:20 tomorrow. For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, your final, the Cubs prevail 13-11 over the Diamondbacks. Tomorrow, another 1:20 game. Coverage begins at noon. Now over to Cole Wright and Elise Menaker and Cliff Floyd. It's the post-game show. Guys, take it away.
That's right, triple trouble. And anytime you have 8 Cubs pitchers go to the hill and you surrender 11 runs, of course, that sounds like a win in the books, right?
Let's go.
Huh.
Never in doubt.
What happened was?
Yeah, the wind blowing out just like the Grand Canyon, to quote the Beastie Boys. We'll tell you all about it in just a second. Cubs post-game live, we're firing back. It was a crazy one. Stick around.